Hi everyone, I'm Johnny.
And I'm Lisa.
Welcome to the Beagles Workshop, where our desire is to bring God glory in everything that we do.
Today in the Beagles Workshop, we're going to be doing a step-by-step video of an American flag. Online, we found an American flag calculator which helped us get the appropriate dimensions to keep everything uniform. We started with our board over at the miter saw, and you can see here Johnny is squaring off the ends so that we can get started with this project. We are now ready to use the miter saw to cut the union to length, as well as measure to cut the long board and short board that will be used to make the stripes for our American flag. You can see here that Johnny is measuring, and once we have those cut, we will be ripping those down on the table saw. The overall dimensions for our project today is our flag will be 19.5 inches tall, 37 inches wide, and each of the stripes will be 1.5 inches. Now we're over at our table saw where we have set our stop to 1.5 inches. I have sped up this portion of the video so that you could see Johnny ripping down this board into 13 1.5 inch strips. This will be used for our stripes. Once we had all of those pieces together, we laid them all out, and now we're ready to cut our union. We now set our table saw at 10.5 inches, and you can see Johnny now cut the union down to size for our project. We're changing out the router bit to a 1/4 inch roundover bit. We are going to route out each of the 13 stripes as well as the union. We have found that this just gives the flag depth, and we really like the way that it looks. And so I have sped up the portion of this video so that you could just see each of those being routed out. Now that we have all of our pieces cut to size for the American flag, as well as all of the edges routed, we have moved over to the sanding station. You can see here that Johnny uses both the orbital sander as well as sandpaper to sand with the grain. As with any project, there is a lot of sanding that goes into the projects so that your finished look at the end will be nice and smooth. Now we have the boards in order that we want them. We turn them over, and Johnny labeled 1 through 13 as well as red, white on each of the boards so that we can get ready for stain. Using our Lightburn software, we were able to put our logo, the Beagles Workshop, on the back of the union using our Vevor 10-watt diode laser. Back over at the table saw, you can see here that we're cutting strips to brace the back of our American flag. We moved our project piece outside to do the staining portion of the American flag. You can see here that we used Minwax, red and white for the stripes. We then applied the blue for the union using again the Minwax stain. We applied the coats and let it dry. We purchased a template for our stars off of Amazon. We used the Lightburn software to create stars the same size as the template, and then we laser engraved 50 of those out using the Vevor 10-watt diode laser. Once we had all 50 of those cut out, we then used the white Minwax stain to stain all 50 of them. Once we had all of our staining completed, you can see here that Johnny is using Titebond wood glue, and he is applying wood glue to each piece and then pressing them together. He was using just a little bit of glue as to keep squeeze out to a minimum. You can see once he had all that glue in there, he applied clamps to clamp it all together so that it could dry. The pieces that we had cut out earlier on the table saw that we used for braces, you can see here that he was attaching them to the back as well. He measured out where he wanted each of those 4 braces to go, and then it was time to turn our project piece over to see our progress so far. And now a good wipe down of our American flag. We are ready to attach the stars to the union. We had bought our template off of Amazon, and you can see that we applied it down on the union with painter's tape. We then took CA glue and attached each of our 50 stars using just a small bit of CA glue. Once that had dried, you can see here that Johnny is removing the template very carefully, leaving the stars in perfect place. Our project is coming to a close, but we added one more board to the back of our project piece using wood glue and nails. You can see that Johnny is applying that now, and then we added a hanger so that we could hang this beautiful American flag. Happy 250th birthday, America. Thank you for watching our video. Please like and subscribe and comment to the YouTube channel, The Beagles Workshop.